What up? It's your boys, Pat Artist, Adam Knitch, back again, dropping the needle, episode 5.
Damn, it's episode 5 already.
So 5 already. It's crazy, right?
Damn.
Month of
Yeah.
November 2021, the year of our Lord. Adam's got a tasty treat, but I'm gonna show you this beer real quick before we get going. This is a Rogue, dedicated to harvest time. It says at the top, Coast Haste Imperial Hazy IPA,
Nice.
8.6. It's got like a hop truck jumping a fucking hill, yellow brick road looking thing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty excited about it. I haven't had this one.
Their artwork on those road cans is always pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. I'm using this Birdsong pint glass thing that we got from them, but you can see probably it's just normal hazy IPA color.
So, yeah.
But yeah, show the viewers what your boy's drinking on.
I'm drinking on that classic old fashioned with that bullet bourbon.
Ooh, that boulet. Well, speaking of old fashions, today's album, your pick.
Yeah.
Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys.
1966, May 16th, released. This album, I got a lot to say about it, but
yeah, a lot of people got a lot to say about it.
Oh, I know it. But initial thoughts. I mean, your initial thought is why this one?
Why this one?
Yeah, I mean, no, it was on our list, our short list, but
yeah, just because it does mean a lot to a lot of people. It means a lot. It has a lot of significance in our household. You know, Chelsea's dad was a big fan, like most people's parents were.
Yeah.
And then I mean, there's a couple just classic hits off this album, but also like not even just the classic. I mean, it's the whole thing is pretty well rounded and pretty out there for the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you have any particular standouts as for you, like personally?
Oh yeah, of course.
Like,
kind of. Go with yours first.
Bro, I'm just gonna go with this. This Rogue Coastal is really fucking good. Like, holy shit. It's like fruity smelling.
Mm-hmm.
Like I might drink this too fast. It could be a problem. Anyway, yeah. Beach Boys Pet Sounds. This particular album, let's give you a little backstory and then we'll hit you with our favorites. So it's the 11th studio album by the Beach Boys, which that's crazy, dude. 11.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Is peaked.
If you think about it, most people would think that it was like this would be like early on in a career because I mean, this is such a huge successful album. But actually, if you read about it, it wasn't at first. It was pretty mediocre.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So this is kind of interesting. I think the most interesting thing about this is how it was made, basically. So fuck, I don't know the name of the movie, but there's a good movie with I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, I know
with Dane DeHaan in it, and it is basically about the making of this movie. I'm making of this.
Yeah. You're talking about the movie that's mostly about Brian Wilson with what's his face?
Yeah,
playing him.
It's basically about Brian Wilson and making of this. It's not Dane DeHaan. Fuck, who is it?
It's I can't think of his name. It's like man, what is his name?
He's in it. He's about to be a fucking Riddler in that new Batman movie.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Huh?
What? We gotta get this together.
I know it. Fuck it. Whatever. Love and Mercy. That's what it's called.
Yeah, Love and Mercy.
Anyway, came out in
have you seen that movie? I haven't seen that. I still haven't seen that movie.
Oh, it's good. It's really good. Yeah. If you're into this type of shit.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Anyways, going back to
I was gonna recommend to you the documentary that I was talking about from, I guess it's like from 2016.
Oh, what is it called?
It was on Amazon Prime. It's the making of Pet Sounds. It's kind of like a behind the scenes like look at
That's what's up.
what went into it and interviews and stuff.
So, the thing I find interesting about this album is Brian Wilson. It's basically a Brian Wilson solo album.
Yeah, definitely.
But like to further that idea, it's he told the rest of the Beach Boys he wasn't going to go touring in 1965. He said, "I'm not touring with you guys anymore. You guys can fucking do it, but I'm not doing it anymore. So fuck off. I'm going to go do my own thing." Yeah. And when he did that, he incidentally right after that dropped a shit ton of acid.
Yeah.
In April of 1966 or April 65, my bad.
Yeah.
And makes sense. Yeah, apparently after that he started having auditory hallucinations. So he would hear shit that wasn't there. So he's kind of going crazy.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what this album is, like a concept of like that feeling, I guess.
Yeah. So it's cool. I mean, there's been people since this thing came out, even like Paul McCartney saying it's one of the best albums ever.
Oh, for sure.
But like there's certain things about it that I'm going to get into this in a little bit, but there's certain songs on this thing that will never leave my family or my life. I think.
Yeah.
I think you know where I'm going with this, but so even my brother called earlier and he was like, we were talking and I was like, hey, I'm doing another Job of the Needle with Adam later. Can you guess the album? And he was like, he's doing small sorts of shit, talking about Young Dolph, rest in peace, Young Dolph. Yeah. Sure. But now I was like, no, you happen to have one of the songs tattooed to your arm.
Oh, nice.
And that song is Sloop John B, which was written before all of this. So that was written in 65. It says in July. Sloop John B was made. The rest of this album, he basically called in this writer, Tony Asher. And they wrote some shit. They wrote the rest of this album, right? And basically, Asher says he was just kind of like a second opinion for Brian Wilson.
No, for sure.
While because they made this.
Yeah, the last thing of Brian Wilson pretty much produced the whole thing by himself too. Like it's like, it wasn't just like it's like arranging like all the songs, like producing it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about that's fucking crazy. Like,
yeah, especially when you consider like when you listen to this thing and realize how technical it is, like all the different layers, and realize it's 1966. It's like pretty crazy. And that's what I was reading too. It was like he pulls from all these like different what they call what was it like not like Foley sounds but like live sounds, I guess, or something. So he's like pulling from like bell whistles from bicycles and like different horns and like it's crazy, dude. Yeah,
shit that would probably just now be like loops or something that you could get. But yeah, it's crazy.
Made in a machine, but yeah,
exactly, like just like a beat machine type of shit. The craziest thing about that particular, like the production of it, it says here that it was largely recorded between January and April 1966. So basically a year after he dropped that big ass dose of acid.
Well, also, did you see too? Like one of them a note I wrote down was that it costs $70,000 to make at the time, which I guess now would be equivalent to 500, like over 500,000.
Yeah, 500. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It's just crazy how, dude. I don't know, like just
crazy because it's like it's a feat in like just music recording and producing,
Yeah, that's one. Yes, 100%. It's just it's crazy that this is like came out as good as it did. And I mean, all right, so let's go, I guess track by track, I guess, but I'm gonna look at the whole thing. So there's 12 or 13 tracks, right? Wouldn't it be nice he said to his wife at the time that he wanted to make the best rock album ever. And I mean, bruh, currently still sitting on Rolling Stone's top 500 albums of all time. This is number two,
Really?
which,
Wow.
yeah, currently still. I would
Crazy.
bump number one out for this personally.
What's number
Um,
one?
Number one's Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which was
Makes
recorded
sense
only
though.
5 years after this.
Yeah.
So, um, it's just, dude, the whole thing about it is crazy to me. Like, how is this shit that was made 60 years ago now? Like, how is it still this good? But then you think about it and you look at it and you listen to it and you're like, fuck, this is timeless. Like, this is a
Yeah,
timeless album.
exactly.
It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like, well, I guess it is. It is the Beach Boys album. If you're going to listen to
But
any
it's
of them,
not, but I mean, but what is weird, it's like it it's weird to think about that it's the 11th album and like songs from this album are like included in their essentials, you know what I mean? But
mm-hmm.
also it doesn't really sound like the other stuff. It doesn't,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this isn't
it
like
doesn't
that.
sound like Good Vibrations or like,
No, no, this is, it's kind of weird to think about, like, oh, like back then they were doing all those like weird surfing movies with like Elvis and them, and like anybody that was like a pop star was like doing like a
yeah.
weird beach
Yeah, it
surf
was like,
movie.
yeah, early 60s was like big, or late 50s, early 60s was big, like surf, like tiki stuff.
Yeah,
Just like,
yeah,
for
weird
sure.
tiki culture. Oh yeah, that's what we're flashing out. You go, the um but yeah, dude, this song, it's a "Wouldn't It Be Nice." You Everybody in the fucking world's probably heard this song.
Yeah,
Like, there's a billion different remakes of it. So many people have
for sure.
covered it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Um, Thing I think modern people need to keep in mind. So this is 13 tracks, right? That's a good number of songs. It's only
Solid.
38 minutes or 36 minutes
Yeah.
long.
They're good, quick songs. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, get off your fucking hour and 17-minute fucking albums. Like, no one wants to hear that. It's
No.
too long, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but
That's the
yeah,
thing
man.
back then too. Songs were shorter, it had to be
Mhm.
for like radio.
Yeah. Radio
So
made or broke you back then. And it's kind of crazy, man. Like, you think nowadays, you can release a fucking whatever you want.
yeah,
I
five,
think
10 minute
probably what
song. Yeah.
broke that, what?
Like a 5 or 10 minute song.
Yeah, yeah, that's tricky. I think what probably broke that is Queen when they put out
No,
Bohemian
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Rhapsody. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably what broke that trend. But
Yeah, for
I
sure.
should go and check
Or
out that Queen
Meatloaf.
movie. Oh yeah, that Meatloaf song. Dude, I just heard that yesterday. Can you
Oh
love me
yeah.
forever? Looking ass. Um, okay, so highlights. Highlights. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice is amazing. You can just
Yeah.
also, dude, you can just throw this shit on anytime. Like, it doesn't
Oh, for
matter.
sure. Yeah, definitely.
Um, wouldn't it be nice? Obviously, Sloop John B has got. I got a story about Sloop John B. I fucking love this song. I
Yeah, it's a
love
good
it.
one. Yeah.
Um, Obviously, God only knows is that's in the zeitgeist, bro. Like, that was
Yeah.
on.
I think that's the most standout from the whole album, and the whole orchestra and like the technical aspects of that song is what makes it so famous, I think.
Yeah. Also, there's just a lot on here. Those are like the highlights, really.
Hmm.
But and I think they're well placed as far as 1, 7, and 8 on the track list.
Yeah. Yeah. Keeps you listening.
Mm-hmm. Um,
But also too, I mean, like one thing I saw or read was that like he was obsessive of like the track orders and stuff. Like he was like supposed to be all cohesive, so it would take you from like the beginning all the way through the end.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Um, that's dope. That's fucking awesome. Um, yes, 11th studio album by the Beach Boys, which is insane. The only reason it's even really a Beach Boys album because he was going to put it out as a solo record, but he
Mm.
told them to come in to do like backup vocals and harmonizing
Yeah.
shit and whatever. Um, and I mean, it makes sense when you get to like God only knows and those type of
Yeah.
songs. Um,
Wasn't there like it's like, mostly it's credit like to him as like writing, but then he gave like credits to like the Beach Boys,
Yeah, so he gave
like on
Mike
a
he
couple
gave
songs
like
or
Mike
something.
Love some shit for God Only Knows eventually. I think in 97 it said. Like
Oh shit.
it took a
Well, that's the
long
thing is I was gonna
time.
tell you too. Yeah, there's another version, I guess, where it's like the sessions or something.
Oh yeah. The Pet Sound Sessions. And it's like crazy long. Like
Yeah.
it's all like mono stuff and like just vocals or like you can find a bunch of different versions of this album. But
Yeah.
like the one we're talking about is this OG
Yeah. And they just had
66.
the, I guess the, you said 60, so yeah, 10 years ago, I guess would be the 50th anniversary. That's
Hmm.
because yeah, I remember being in college and like seeing the fucking shit like everywhere. Like Urban Now, you go into Urban Outfitters or something, it's like this displayed.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, no, there's that and fuck yeah, there's probably and I'm sure there's a 50th anniversary one you can find on like iTunes or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like, I mean, they've been making copies of it for like 10 years now or whatever.
Yeah.
I think
Um
that's what I have a version. I meant to bring it out, but yeah, I have a copy of it. I think it's the 50th anniversary.
oh hell yeah. Um there was one thing I wanted to shout out while we were talking about this particular album. Um Brian Wilson just released an album on Friday. So we're recording this on a
Oh, yeah.
Sunday. And just released At My Piano, which is him and Asher, this dude, again, doing like piano shit together, which is pretty cool. And it's all like
Yeah.
it's most of these songs, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Yeah.
Um,
I
it's
listened to a
super
little bit
good.
of it.
Yeah, if you're just trying to chill, go and check that thing out. It's
Yeah.
kind of dope to hear this old ass man playing piano.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's crazy because he's still like, it's just like one of the last like living legends.
yeah, definitely. I mean,
It's like him and Paul McCartney are like,
yeah, but can you imagine, dude? My man was 22 when he wrote this.
yeah, that's
Can you
crazy.
imagine having 11 albums by the time you're 22? Like,
Yeah, I
what
know.
the fuck? Are you
Yeah.
serious? Like,
But I guess, I mean, but you think about it too. I mean, they were like technically like the Beatles, a boy band, in the early or late
yeah,
50s. I guess
yeah,
because, yeah, if you think about that, they were like in the 50s, really.
yeah. I was reading this thing about they released a thing called or two songs or two albums called The Beach Boys Today and another one called Summer Days and Summer Nights.
Mhm.
Came out 3 months from each other in
Oh, wow.
1965. Like,
Jeez.
dude, you're just like cranking this shit out. Like, are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Like, props to all like the Taylor Swifts of the world, but I don't think he had shit on Brian Wilson, like for real.
No. No.
Oh,
I don't think
man,
they're rewriting their albums.
like no, I'm not. But I mean, like, can you imagine having to
They're
crank out this many albums?
producing them. Yeah.
Like back in then, that I mean, that I guess that was the shit you had to do back then. But
Yeah.
bruh, um,
Yeah. That's
but
crazy.
props to T Swift and whatnot. That's pretty cool that she's
Yep.
recording all her shit.
Yeah. I don't care.
I know, but it's cool. I mean, can you
Yeah.
imagine like
No, it's
actually
just funny.
saying like fuck
I
it, I'm
just
gonna do that,
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like I just keep making the joke that it's funny to me, maybe not to anybody else. But it's like, what are Adele and Taylor Swift gonna do like when they're like 45? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Is it still cute to talk about the like
I mean
ex-boyfriends and stuff?
I mean Adele's definitely just gonna release an album called 45. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's her shit, which is dope. Adele's dope, dude. She's fucking
Still haven't listened.
hilarious.
I've listened to the album yet, but
Oh, it's good.
yeah.
Also,
Oh,
dude,
man.
Adele's got so much power, which is ridiculous. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
She
I don't know.
convinced
They like go ahead.
what?
Sorry. No, I was
Uh,
just like I was gonna say. It's just I don't know. Like I love Adele like when she first came out, and then I felt like it's just the same thing. And she has so much talent. It'd be cool to see her like change it up.
hmm.
But
I'd like to see her do like just some random shit on one time. That'd be cool.
well, it was cool like when she started like like all the memes and stuff about her like like Drake's listened to the album and stuff. Like if it was like more influence like that, if it were like what I mean, like
Hmm.
have like a
Hmm.
good mix of like like hip hop influence, like pop, then go back to pop, like do your ballads or whatever. But
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
she could do. I mean, she has a talent to do whatever the fuck she wants to.
Yeah.
Like
Well, that's what I was about to say. Is her ass told Spotify to take away
Yeah,
the
I saw
shuffle
that.
function,
I
and they
saw that.
did. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, dude.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah,
if
no,
you're
I
just
saw that
like,
today.
take that shit away from me, and they're like, all right,
Yeah.
cool, cool deal,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Well, I saw that, but that's what they did on Twitter. They responded. They're like, anything for you or something.
Mm, mm.
But that's why I don't. That's why I have Apple Music.
Right. I love Apple Music. Um, all right. So should we get into this Sleep John B story
Yeah,
before? Okay. So
'cause I don't think. I mean, I remember your dad like freaking out about this song, but I don't remember like the story. I guess.
all right. So it's not really a story, I guess, per se. It's more of like a vibe.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is kind of strange in its own way. So growing up, all right. So well, we're getting close to Christmas. I just want to point this one thing out. There is not a Christmas in my life that I've ever not heard the Beach Boys Christmas album on.
No, nice.
Like, it is a thing. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but it's been a thing. That's like, some people put
that's cool.
on,
Yeah.
whatever. But Beach Boys Christmas album, that was the shit. Like, that we played every
Mhm.
year. So I can't remember a time Beach Boys not being involved in my family
Mhm.
for some reason or another. So at some point, I don't know why this happened. And I don't think anybody really knows. But Sloop John B, if you listen to it, it's about some people going on a boat, right? And it's a story about being on a boat with a bunch of dudes. And for some reason or another, my grandpa was in the Navy, right? And for some reason, this song, I don't know how, but people would attach it to him. Like, if it came on, they would be really weird about it around him and like doing some weird shit. Like, the first time I ever saw this, okay, and I'm sorry to anybody that's been witnessed that's not in this family, doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Okay, like Adam. First time I ever saw this was my grandparents' 50th anniversary, and we're at this big banquet thing, right?
Mhm.
And I was a kid, and I was like, they fucking put on Sleep John B, and I'm like, all right, cool, Beach Boys, I'm a kid. And their 9 kids plus whoever the fuck knew what was going down went over to
Yeah.
their table, my grandparents' table,
Mhm.
sat there, sang along to the song, and saluted them like a fucking Navy, right? Like a military thing. I was like, what the fuck is this? And
Yeah.
I can't. All right. So since then, I was like, all right, maybe it was a one off. That was kind of weird. Not a one off. This has been a thing that just happens at family functions, including my own wedding,
Yeah.
which was not planned. All right. I even told my brother, just please don't turn it on. Please don't turn it on. Like, don't tell us DJ, please. I have friends from LA here. They're not going to understand.
Yeah.
Don't, please do not tell the DJ. It's going to be a weird, rough explanation. I was like, Meg's kind of faded already. She's not going to know what's going on. And
Yeah.
so, and this just happened to be right after my grandparents passed away. So the wedding. And so my dad was lit, right? He was on one that night. And my brother, I think, slipped a fiver to the DJ or something and like put it on. And dude puts it on. I'm pretty sure I told him not to. And puts it on. And I mean, Adam knows what happened next. I mean, I think I kind of want to hear it, like your visualization of it, because I know what I saw.
I just remember your dad, like, kind of like the same story about like your grandfather and like being in the Navy and stuff. And then I was like thinking about it and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, but I thought about it. I was like, it's kind of dope because I'm sure it's the same thing for a lot of people. that were in the Navy. Like my grandfather was in the Navy too. I never thought about to ask him when he was alive if like, hey, about this song, but I'm sure a lot of people do. So that's what's cool, to have that significance,
Yeah, but that is cool. But I want to know
so
what you saw.
Yeah, okay. So I was your dad, just remember your dad, like we're all like kind of dance that comes on and he like everybody's got to get up. And, like everybody gets up and he like kind of explains the story, but yeah, he's fucking hammered. And I get the gist of like what's going on and like the significance of the song, so I'm just like kind of in the moment with them too. And then he like kind of just tells everybody, and we all just start jumping up and down like singing the song together. That's pretty much all I remember, because I was pretty faded too. But
yeah, everyone's pretty faded. But all right, I'm gonna fill in the blanks, because I was mortified for a second. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I remember you being like kind of like being like, dude, this is so shitty. And I'm like, no, dude, it's fine. Like,
well, no, I was just like, oh fuck, like, sorry, this is gonna happen though.
Yeah.
So
because it was like your dad made it about,
yeah, he made it weird, for a second. But but the main thing that made it weird, not him really, but it was kind of weird. At the end, I'll explain that in a second. But yeah, he starts fucking putting his arms around people, doing the salute thing. I think he put his arm around Meg and did this salute. And then like everybody's doing this like fucking arm and salute thing and fucking singing this song together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to explain this to everybody. And then the end of it, the awkward part, I think, was my man was faded, right? So he goes, he raises his fucking beer in the air, and he's like, "It's for you, Howie." Fucking Howie was his dad. I was like, oh God. So fucking loud too. Like that was so fucking loud. Yeah. And everyone was like, all right. Like people that did know about this shit definitely got inducted that night, which was dope.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah, it's one of those things that is weird for me.
Moments.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not even saying it's bad at all. I actually kind of enjoy it, but
yeah, it was cool, dude.
I
was gonna say for now. I mean, it's like from now on, like that song always is like makes me think about it differently.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird too. Like, it's a song that, in that particular moment, I was shocked that it came on because I told the DJ not to put it on. But so that was like my reaction at that time. But it's a song that has been so ingrained in me, thinking about my family and like those people in my family. That's it's a pretty emotional song for me. Like sometimes I'll listen to it and just be like, I can't listen to it,
Last thing is Chelsea's dad, who passed away a few years ago, or a couple of years ago now, was a big fan of the Beach Boys, and like there's a couple of songs they played like during his memorial thing. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty heavy in our household too.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, that's cool. That's the thing that we shared that I didn't know, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, for instance, this wasn't a happy occasion. I mean, the wedding was, but recently I had to attend a funeral. My aunt passed away, and down in Florida, we're all there, and during the like service thing, like before, like everyone's like gathering and shit before like the dude says words and whatnot, and like this song comes on, and they're doing a fucking slideshow and shit, and I'm telling you, like, when there's like different kinds of tiers, like there's like the Hollywood tier, right, the drop, but then there's those heavy joints, you know what I'm saying, like motherfuckers that have weight on you, And I'm telling you, like, it was not even I hear those beginning bells of that song, and I was like, oh God,
Yeah, it's like, damn, yeah.
fuck me. Like this is
Hold it
it.
together.
Yeah, like, I couldn't. I was a wreck, like a wreck.
Yeah, damn.
But yeah, man, it's just one of those songs. Like it hits me in different ways, depending
Yeah,
on when I hear it or where I hear it,
no,
or
for sure. That's what's funny is that like I think I bought it like not that long ago, maybe a year ago, like on vinyl, and I just, I mean, I've listened to it now recently, but for a while, I mean, there was like a year or two where I was like, Chelsea, you want to listen? And she's like, I can't, you know, like I left it like in sealed for like a while, just sitting on the shelf.
Mhm. Yeah, it's one of those.
But
I don't know. Like this whole album is. I mean, I'm kind of glad that Brian took that fat dose of LSD, like,
yeah,
and
it's
just
very,
went in, like,
yeah, it's like you could say introspective and
yeah. Oh, he was
and
on a,
retrospective. I mean,
yeah. Well, I think
it's
it's like the thing
done for
about
you.
it is like after I mean, fuck it, whatever you believe about doing acid or whatever. Um, when you do it, shit is different for you, like for
Yeah, it's like,
sure.
yeah, definitely.
Like shit changes,
Yeah.
and I feel like this did something to him where it unlocked some shit,
Yeah.
and I mean, for the better, I think. I mean, people thought he was going crazy and stuff, but whatever.
Yeah. Most
What do you,
geniuses are though, you know,
yeah.
kind of the yin and the yang.
Yeah. The yin and the yay.
Yeah.
Uh, but anyways, I don't know. I don't, this is one, if I was, like I said earlier, if I was going to make a top 10, I'm throwing this in there.
Where does
Um,
it sit for you? You said number one in your top 10. That's
it's
pretty high.
it's definitely juggles in there, man. Like it
Yeah.
definitely,
It's definitely my
depending.
top five
Yeah,
as of now.
I'd say that. I'd say that it's in my
You know,
top five.
these lists are always forever ever changing, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
I
of
feel like.
course. But I mean, like, actually, all right. So if anybody asked me, like, yo, what's a top 10 album for you, I would throw this one out there because I feel
Yeah,
like
for sure.
anybody can listen to it, you
Yeah,
know,
definitely.
and it's good. It's just plain good. It's
Yeah.
nothing, no dancing around it. But I don't know, man. You have anything else you want to say about it? That fucking family story. I didn't think I'd ever even actually say that on there.
Yeah, I know. I probably shouldn't,
No,
but no, it's, I mean, it's a
I
good.
think I said it on a happy hour, like, or quick sixer podcast back in the day. But
But no, I mean it's good. I mean that's what I was saying. That's what I think this album holds so heavy for a lot of people. It's not. We're probably not the only two that have the same stories. You know.
mhm. It's weird to me though that the Beach Boys of all bands like hold that heavy of a
Yeah, like I said, it's so
thing,
different from everything else they did. It's not the surf rock. It's not. You know.
Yeah, it's not some fucking whatever. This is like a
It's
legit
layered,
album,
layered and textured. Yeah.
which is dope. I mean, I didn't know that it weighed that heavy for you either, which is cool.
Yeah.
Um, man, I can't even imagine. Like, I know what I was doing at 22. I cannot imagine
I know.
writing this at
Well, not
22.
even that, but like, could you imagine any 22-year-old now, like, right? You know,
No, absolutely not.
or coming up with the concept to produce it, you know,
Yeah.
what the wild sounds like.
Mm-mm.
What's the instrument, the thermo thing or whatever, what is it called?
Thermidor or no,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
no,
where it's like
that's for
this the,
cigars,
that's
bro.
that's a humidor.
Humidor,
Yeah.
Thermidor. That's the same shit.
Humidor is for cigars, yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. It says some shit about
But yeah, that's what I was saying. There was like it's like some of the first technology or whatever for that is
mhm.
used on this album.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of crazy.
It's just nuts, man.
Yeah.
The crazy. I mean, that's what you're saying. Like the craziest thing about this is this motherfucker basically made this thing by himself.
Yeah. But
Like
also, like, I mean, yeah,
in
the
4
influences
months.
too. Yeah. How
Yeah.
many people he influenced?
Dude, it's crazy. Now I'm trying to find that fucking the word of that or the name of that thing. You're probably right. It is probably Thermidor.
Thermos.
Yeah, it's a thermos. That's what we're gonna go with. You made it with just one thermos.
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
Hot coffee.
Yeah. Uh, fuck. I can't even find it.
But yeah, it's the you play like the
Yeah, with your hands or whatever, and
yeah
like
yeah
yeah, that shit's crazy. Damn it, dude. I don't know. I'm just like looking at words. I can't even read right now. It's like,
But yeah, I
man,
mean the whole thing is crazy, and like even the like doing the double vocals and stuff. Like he realized how to kind of do like echo
yeah,
effects, and it's just crazy.
it's just dope, man. Brian
Yeah,
Wilson. I mean, for all of the flaws that the Beach Boys have, I mean, it is a product of its time in some ways. But dude, this album is just something else. It's definitely go check it out if you've never listened to it. I don't give a fuck what you listen to. Go listen to this and just tell me it's not good because I want to hear why.
yeah.
Because it's
Something's
not.
wrong with you. Yeah,
It's great. You're a fucking idiot. So all right, cool.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man. I just can't believe that this motherfucker sat on Sloop John B for like half a year.
Yeah, no.
That's crazy.
Well, it's crazy too to be like, oh, I wrote this song a year ago, and then be like, oh, I'm kind of doing this, what I guess is considered a concept album or whatever, and then be like, oh, this is good enough to be put on here. So like have the foresight to put on an album.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. He says when he in this thing. All right. So the thing I'm reading, it says in April, after consuming a full dose of LSD, which what is a full dose?
Yeah, no, that's so yeah.
That's so random. Wilson had what he considered to be yeah, right, a very religious experience and claimed to have seen God.
Yeah.
Also, want to note, God has a Wikipedia page. Just gonna say that. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Oh, apparently it was his first time doing it too. First time driving acid, and he just fucking go all in, like throw all the cards on the table. Bad idea, bud. But okay.
That's what a lot of people do, man. I mean,
I know, right? I was scared as fuck, like thinking that would be the case, I was like, bro, I'm gonna go in and it's gonna get weird, and I'm never gonna be the same. But
whatever. Turned out all right.
Yeah, it turned fine. It was fine. It was a wild day, but whatever. Shit, that was, you know what? Shout out Bonnaroo. That was a good time that time.
Yeah.
2007 was pretty nuts. Can you even, that's like so long ago.
I know, man. I was thinking about it, like it's been so long since I've ever been to a show.
Yeah. Dude, Bonnaroo 2007, that was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's
nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah. Really 15 years ago?
I think so, right? Does that make sense? I think 14, I guess. No, 15. I mean, it might be.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, it's like 14.
I think it's 15. Yeah. I mean, depending on when it was, at the time. But still, man, that's crazy.
It's so crazy. It's giving you an indigestion, bro.
Oh, bro, straight up. All right. Now that are any closing thoughts about this album before we talk about just some random shit? I got some random shit to talk to you about.
All right.
Are you eating nothing?
What?
Nothing about this before we go?
No, I think we're good. I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah, go check it out. Also, weirdest cover of any album ever. Just feeding a whole bunch of goats and shit. Also, check out the goat on top of the goat. Go check that out. All right. So a few days ago, Fuck, what was it? What day was it? Saturday? No.
It's like that was yesterday.
Yeah. Friday?
I
One of these
text you
days.
Friday,
One of
Thursday
these
or Friday.
days. One of these days. All right. I went and got my booster for vaccines, right? Which is just now a thing. You can like get it or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, fuck it, let's go get them because we're gonna go to New York for New Year's. So we're like, let's do all the precautions, you know.
What I was gonna ask you what how long, so you waited about the 6 months or whatever, it was about 6 months before when you had the last dose or the second dose?
Yeah.
Okay.
6 months, and then it just so happens like if you click, there's a button you can click on. We got it at Walgreens down the street from us, and there's a button you can click on the Walgreens site that like it says like, oh, do you need this for like work purposes? And you can click that. Yeah, you don't even have to give an excuse.
Yeah.
And we're just like, fuck it. Good thing they cleared the FDA or whoever the fuck. CDC cleared it like the day after. Like, oh, it's safe for everybody now. Yeah. And we're like, oh, thank God, you know. But turns out that day, crazy shit, my dude. Crazy shit. So wasn't this shot all right? So it's normal, you know, normal thing, right?
Yeah.
And we go in, Meg gets stuck, right? And then I get stuck, and dude, her arm fucking so bruised. No, just bruised as fuck. Like it looks like this bitch got like shot her in like in a major vein or something. Like it is gnarly. And like my arm hurt like a motherfucker too. So I was like, damn, this is gnarly.
It's like one of those things where you gotta keep like raising it. Or...
No, not like that. That was not like that. Kind of happened to me the first one. Second dose.
The first time. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was kind of tripping because I was like, oh fuck, you know, I'm gonna be out for a while. Like that first one, I was like, took the whole day, like rested up, had like some fever and shit in the morning, that second dose. But this one was pretty much good the whole day afterwards, right?
Yeah.
That night rolls around, and I was like, bruh, your boy went to go to sleep. I was about to say to take a sleep. I'm about to go take a sleep.
To take a slumber.
Yeah, take a slumber. You know, and then I get in the bed. My fingers and my toes would not get fucking warm. Okay.
What?
They wouldn't get warm. They're cold as fuck. And I was like, oh my God, like fuck this shit, you know? And it was the day of that fucking lunar eclipse, right? So I'm like, shit, we gonna wake up and see this lunar eclipse.
So we woke up Thursday then. So you got Thursday.
Yeah. So we woke up in the middle of the night to see this shit. And at 3, it peaked at like 3:04 or some shit. We woke up at like 2:55. Go check it out.
I slept right through it. We even talked about it the night before, like, oh, I'm gonna get up. And I was like, I woke up the next day and was like 2:00 in the afternoon. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you a picture. I took a shitty picture. Anyway, from the time I laid down to the time that happened was just like shiver fest.
Damn.
Your boy was having full on flu symptoms in the fucking bed. And it got so bad. Like after when we got up to go like do the eclipse thing, I threw like a blanket over my feet, like on top of the blankets. I was like, man, my fucking feet won't get like warm. I can't go to sleep. So threw that on top of the blankets. Bro, I woke up the next day literally in like a pile of water. Like,
hell no.
Sweated so much. Meg slapped my back, and it slapped like you know when you slap someone's back when they're out of a pool? That's what it sounded like. It was fucking gross. And she was like, what the fuck? Like yeah, she was like, what is going on over here? And I'm like, yeah, it was rough. It was a rough night.
Like you didn't tell her.
Yeah, no. She was like, "What the fuck? Why didn't you tell me?" I was like, I told her, I was like, I suffer in silence. You don't tell me.
Like, it'll be better. It'll be better.
Yeah, I was like, you think I want you to be cranky and like not slept, and then still be bummed? But anyways, the point is saying all of this. So it eventually died down after a day or two. And it was like nothing, like no snotty, like congestion, any of that. It was just like body aches and like gnar shit like that. Like it felt like anything I'd ever broken or hurt, there was a pain. There was a pain there, like there was a part in my leg. I'd broken my leg before, right? Or I've broken both my legs, but then there's one part. It felt like if you took like if you took like some glue and the pain and the glue was just pain, and then you stuck your bone together. That's what it like with the glue. That's what it felt like. I was like, fuck, there's just this one fucking spot. It hurts like a motherfucker. And it was weird as fuck. But anyway, the thing I wanted to tell you, and to anybody listening to this far in, Adam has not heard this yet. Okay. So I had this insane fucking dream. I was thinking about this show and this show, like when we were gonna record and stuff. And because this was that day that Drake and Kanye posted that photo or that video together. They like squashed their beef, blah, 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 whatever. So, anyways, I had this dream during my fever that night. I had a fever dream, and it's nuts. Okay. Anyway, so I'm on a plane. This is fever dream starting. I'm on a plane from Canada with with Drake and a whole fucking bunch of rappers, like probably Gigs, probably Skepta, like a whole bunch of rappers. And when I tell you, I swear to God, I did the sickest freestyle of all time on this plane. I thought about in my fever dream waking up and writing it in my phone. But obviously that didn't happen because I was in a fever dream.
Yeah.
So anyway,
you woke up and we're like, fuck.
No, that's not even close to the end. So the plane was from Canada to Memphis, right?
Yeah.
For some reason. And we were going to Memphis. And I was telling Drake, I'm like, yeah, you can just drop me off in Memphis. We're good. Like once I'm there, I'm kidding. Right. So anyway, I'm in this fever dream and Drake drops me off at Memphis. And I'm there. And for some reason I had my old Saturn, which was my first car.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Had that. And I was meant to go meet you somewhere in Mississippi. You were in Mississippi. Okay. Yeah, I was like, all right, I'll meet you. I don't know why, but at the time, my phone was about dead. So I'm driving through the fucking backwoods of Mississippi and driving, and it's like a maze, bro. It's like into the woods type of shit. Like I don't even know where the fuck I'm going, right? And at this certain point, like the fever dream, like the outside fever came into my dream. So I was like hallucinating. I was like, oh fuck, I don't know where I'm at. Anyway, I pull over and I call Meg. I say, hey, I don't know where I'm at. I'm going to pull over and sleep and here. And she goes, fuck. And so she apparently gets on the way there. And I drop you a pin to where I'm at. And I wake up. So apparently I fall asleep, and I end up in the back seat of my car somehow, and I wake up because I hear noises, and in the noises, I wake up and I look outside of my car, and there's this big house party going on, and it looked like just a normal neighborhood, but like a fuck ton of like older teenager type of people.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I felt very threatened. I don't know why, because there was somebody pulling up behind me and like walking up to the car. Some random person. I'm like, oh, I'm in here. Blah, blah, blah. And at that point, Chelsea found me and brought me to you guys' house, which where I don't know where that was. And then I was there with you guys, and then I ended up sleeping on some bed until Meg got there. And then I woke up and told her the story, and I was like, and then the lunar eclipse happened. Then I woke up for real.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Wish I would have wrote down that freestyle though. That was great.
I'll come to you again, dude. You just gotta keep practicing.
Mm-hmm. But the funny thing is, I don't do that. I'm not like one of these drunk freestyle people.
Yeah.
So
I'll do it in my spare time, but
oh yeah. I want to transition.
I've had dreams like that all the time. Like, quick dream. Since we mentioned on that Meatloaf, was one time I had a dream. It wasn't a fever dream. I think it was just like a normal dream that was just like really like vivid, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like we were with a bunch of people, and I was like at a restaurant, and it might have been like an Italian restaurant or something. But I just remember this motherfucker like having like long black hair, like greasy black hair, and like kind of like overweight, but like with a ruffled like white shirt, you know, and like black leather pants.
Was it Meatloaf?
And so like, well, so I'm getting there, and then in my dream they were just like checking the fuck out of me, right? And it was like one of those things is like where you're trying to fight, you're trying to punch, but you can't punch. It's like that,
Yeah,
but with
yeah.
like verbal, you know. And so I'm trying to like just like check it, and they're just like in my dream, I'm like, man, I gotta come up with something. I gotta come up with something. And then I literally say, "Fuck you, Meatloaf," and then by the time I say it out loud. I like literally sit up and say it, and Chelsea's just like, "What?" Like I have to tell her, like, you know, explain to her, like, oh, like, you know, look at her, like, oh,
like fuck. I gotta tell you this crazy thing that just happened to me.
Yeah. Well, you don't understand. Now this motherfucker was checking me. Yeah,
I would have died laughing.
Just checking me and
shit.
Did
she laugh at you?
Yeah. Like this is a story I still tell people, and they like laugh their ass off too.
Oh my god! I swear, I have a funny song. I have a funny story about that particular song too, the "Love You Forever" song.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I should tell that on here. But I want to transition real quick before we go.
Like first real dream I had that I was just like, you know, like blurting out, but you know,
like waking up and saying something.
Yeah.
Transition from this rogue Coast Haste Imperial to before we get out of here. This Puffle. It's a hazy double by our good homies over at Wiseacre. Straight at the M, straight at the Memphis.
Yeah, man, I'm jealous. I want to get this.
It's really good.
Yeah.
If I would have thought about it, I would have gotten you one and sent it to you, but I didn't think about it. It's very good. It's a 9.0 though, so
yeah. See, that thing is like, there's no good like I haven't found here because I mean I haven't been going to like adventure on a lot of different places, but yeah, here it's just like there hasn't been a lot of good double IPAs or anything like adventurous like that.
Yeah,
everybody seems to kind of like just dial down a little bit. At least like the local breweries here have.
That fucking fuck you, Meatloaf. I'm gonna say that to somebody.
Fuck you, Meatloaf. It's still so funny. Like Chelsea now was still laughing about it. Like especially if somebody mentions it, we just start laughing.
Oh my god, I'm legit gonna think of reason to use that in front of you at
Yeah.
some point.
God, it's like still funny as fuck.
Just
Just
like
remember,
it,
like, oh, I gotta get this off. I gotta get this off. Like,
dude.
fucky.
There's a so when I opened the car in that dream, I couldn't say anything because I had sweated so much, my whole shit was dried out, and
Yeah,
it woke me up like almost like
yeah.
it's fucking dry as hell, sweating my ass off, bro. I felt so dehydrated when I woke up. I was like, fuck,
Yeah.
your boy can sweat. I'm just telling you right
It's
now.
it's been like so the weather here has been so weird. It's like, oh my god, it's like almost 80 degrees today. But it was like 60 something like 2
80,
days ago. Yeah.
54 here right now.
Yeah, dude.
What the
But
fuck?
then like yeah, it'll get down like 60 something on Tuesday.
Bro, it's gonna be like 20 or some shit like soon.
No. It's like
Here,
mid
yeah, yeah.
70s all week here. Yeah, I know.
Oh hell no. You're in the tropics, in it.
I'm wearing shorts, bro. I wear shorts all day.
Oh, bro. I've been wearing sweatpants for 2 years. Like I don't even care what the fuck it. I don't even care what fucking season it is. Like my shit is set at 65 year round.
All season, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even give a fuck. Should we talk about? I mean, he's gone for a minute. I know you got a heart out.
Yeah.
We should talk about some quick hitters. I watched this documentary last night. HBO is doing a really cool on HBO Max. They're doing a really cool string of music documentaries. I forget what the series is called, but
The Music Box. What are we talking about?
yes.
Yeah.
So they
Glad you mentioned
dropped.
that because that's what I was going to mention.
Oh, the Alanis one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Alanis
good.
Morissette. The second, I think this is the second one. I don't know what the first one was.
Yeah, the first one is the Woodstock '99. But so that's what I
Oh,
was
was
like
it?
talking to Chelsea about. Yeah, and I was like, so I was asking her, and she's like, yeah, it came out in July, and I was like, wait, and it was like that was a standalone thing, and she's like, yeah, and I was like thinking about, I was like, oh, so maybe they went back and like reconfigured it to where it was like part of that series or something, because it
What
was a
about
standalone
the
thing.
Rolling Stones or yeah, the Rolling Stones thing that came out? Was that part of it?
What's the Rolling Stones thing?
It's called Gimme Shelter.
No, that's a different thing. That's like a standalone thing.
Is it?
I
Okay.
think.
Anyway, it
Yeah,
doesn't
but
matter.
the third one is fuck, what is the third one? I just had it in my head. The third one is man, what is it? Oh, it'll come to me in a second.
No, I'll look it up. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah.
So it
Oh,
says
the
it's
third
called
one's
Music
DMX.
Box.
The third one's DMX.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Third one's DMX.
That's amazing. Yeah. So the second one is called Jagged, and it is a documentary about
Jagged Little Pill.
Jagged Little Pill, Alanis Morissette's. It's not her debut album, which you find out.
Well, yeah, you find out, but technically,
it's technically her first album, but
yeah.
she had a couple of random like. She was like a young Canadian pop star for a while. Like she won awards and shit. When she was real young, but when she moved to LA, I think she was 19 or something, and did this. And dude, it's kind of crazy. Like you watch it. Yes, no. Apparently, Jagged's the first one of this. It's what this thing says.
Oh, okay.
Jagged's the first one.
Well,
DMX 2.
No, but on the thing, it's on HBO. If you look it up, even when you watch it, it'll say episode 2.
Oh, that's what I'm looking at. The Music Box official episode or official thing. Maybe. Hold on, 1, 2, 3. Only 5 are listed on this thing, so maybe you're right. Oh, then Woodstock '99. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it's the first one. Yeah. Love, Peace, Love, and Rage, which is good. Go check that out.
I need to check that out.
Yeah, it's really good. And then DMX releases in 4 days. Fuck yes. Oh my god. And then there's another one called Listening to Kenny G. Then Mr. Saturday Night.
Oh yeah. The Kenny G one is like,
I don't give a fuck about that. I honestly don't give a fuck about anything past DMX. Honestly,
what's the rest of
um,
them?
Mr. Saturday Night, some dude named Robert Stigwood, and he turned this. It's basically about the creation of Saturday Night Fever and like disco shit in the
Oh,
70s.
okay.
And the last one's called Juice World Into the Abyss.
No, that's right.
So I don't really care about Juice World. Sorry to all you guys that do.
Yeah, I know. But I think that too, like that's so that last one, the Juice World thing. I think the Juice World was a documentary that too was produced standalone, and then they bought it to be part of the series.
Yeah, probably. Um, but anyways, yeah, I'm actually
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that
sick.
because that was not. I watched two things this weekend, and that was my favorite was that one, and then I watched the King Richard movie,
Oh,
the
you watched
Serena
both
and
of
Venus
these?
Williams. Yeah,
You watch Jagged?
yeah, I watched Jagged.
Oh, sick. Yeah, okay. Was the King Richard thing good?
Yeah, it was really good. It's actually like I was gonna say it's one of Will Smith's probably like his most recent movies. That's Will Smith, but like finally playing a character that's not like Will Smith. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Like it's definitely it'll win some awards for sure.
Yeah. That's what's up.
And
Um,
it's good because it's like I mean, if you like if you're interested in tennis at all or just like I grew up following the story of Serena and Venus Williams,
yeah.
but like I already knew some of like most of the story, but it's just interesting
Mm-hmm.
the how like they rose, but also just the whole like dad pushing you, it's pretty inspiring, but also it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
pulls at your heartstrings is to me. And but I was gonna say too is like it's cool because they actually show like in match play, you know what I mean, a lot of movies like
Oh,
kind of
that's
skip
cool.
all that, so
That's dope.
it'll win
Does it
awards
use
for that.
like
It's very
the
cool.
actors or is it like actual like vintage
It
footage?
looks yeah, no, it's like it's actual actors, so
Oh, okay.
it's not a
That's
lot, it's just like the
that's
way they
pretty
did it was
technical.
pretty good. Yeah, yeah,
You kind of gotta like that's kind of crazy. You gotta like kind of make it look like it was probably for those tennis heads.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I was gonna say I thought it was pretty good, but yeah, it was an A24 film too. That it's on HBO Max now.
who does?
No, I was saying it's A24 production. The King
Oh,
Richard
that's
movie.
what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'll watch this DMX thing. I'm a big DMX fan. Just
yeah,
in general, like the hype is too real. But
you're my neighbor,
I know he's.
bro.
But I mean, DMX was a pretty fucked up human, in a
Yeah,
lot of aspects. But anyway, Jagged, dude, Jagged was better than I thought it was gonna be. Like honestly, Alanis Morissette. I saw her in 2018, I think, and bruh, I was not expecting it, but top 10 shows I've ever seen.
yeah.
Like I was like, holy shit! Like this is blowing me away. Like this is so good.
She just
And
mostly did Jagged Little Pill, or she did like new
yeah, for
songs
the
too.
most part. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
half that album's hits, like half of it.
yeah.
So, but yeah, they're all fucking great, like. But
But it was like with the backing banner, it was like all acoustic.
oh, it was a full band. Yeah,
Okay, because I mean she's played Jazz Fest, I think, like recently, and it was all like acoustic or something.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I would see that. I think there's an acoustic version on Apple Music you can listen to.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's about Jagged Little Pill and basically how that particular album so it came out in 95, which is crazy as fuck. um it kind of broke. I mean, any single female artist you now
yeah. It paved
has
the
to
way
thank her
for
for that, like
yeah.
she broke open that door of you don't have to be like some chick that everyone has to be like, you don't have to be a
Most
pop
things they were,
star, you could be
most of the things they were,
grungy as shit, you can wear a
yeah,
t-shirt and just go out and like, you don't have to
yeah,
be wearing a thong or some fucking booty shorts or whatever.
yeah. But she paved the way even for like Fiona Apple. Like Fiona Apple was around at the time, but like her Alanis Morissette success kind of even like
Mm-hmm.
paved the way for Fiona Apple and Liz Phair and a couple other
Yeah, people
artists
that
to come in.
are
Etheridge probably.
yeah are incredible. Yeah. I mean, um, I mean, she had. I mean, there's contemporaries like, you have back in the day, you have like people like Joni Mitchell that paved the way for her for
Yeah.
but still, this album, I listened to it yesterday after I watched the documentary,
Hmm.
and because it's not that long, and I was like
No,
doing
it's
dishes or something,
like an hour.
and I was like, man, this shit is just fire, like straight from the start. I even thought about texting you and being like, let's do this shit for December. Like, fuck it,
Yeah.
you know? And I think eventually it will be on the list of things we talk about. But
Yeah.
um, I have a funnier idea for December. So
Okay.
we'll talk about that in a minute, though. Not on here, but
All right. Yeah.
um, uh, yeah, man. Jagged Little Pill, which I listened to way later than I should have.
Really? No,
Um,
but I remember growing up as a kid, my mom and aunt would just like bump it all the time, dude.
oh
So I
yeah,
mean, it
I mean
was yes,
that was
definitely.
that was the thing for sure. Like there were songs on there that you could not avoid. Like you
Yeah.
ought to know. If you don't know that fucking
Yeah.
song, who are you?
Yeah. You ought to
Um
know.
yeah. But there's shit on there that's just like, wow, like I can't believe you did this in 95. Like it's
Yeah.
pretty dope. Um
Yeah.
but anyway, I mean it's also like kind of heartbreaking. Like she talks about some shit that happened to her when she was that young Canadian pop star, and it's like, fuck man, like talks about how her ass has been in therapy like her whole fucking life because of it. So
Yeah.
it's pretty fucked up that she came out of that um the way she did. But she's a goddamn legend, bro. Like
No, for sure.
I don't care who you are, what the fuck you listen to. That album is sick.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know. You said you watched the whole thing. Were you surprised at how many guys were at those shows?
Dude, I know.
Right?
But that's because like she had that grunge. It's that grunge. You know what I mean? It wasn't
Yeah.
like
She had that hair, bro. I was like, damn, that's
yeah,
some thick ass
yeah,
hair. Fuck.
and this fucking like baggy ass Jinko pants and stuff.
Yeah. Also, anybody who likes the
God,
Foo Fighters, go and check out this
uh,
fucking thing. Because
okay,
your boy Taylor was her first drummer, which is
yeah.
crazy to think. And also his mustache is trash, bro. It
I mean,
looks like
still it looks the same. Yeah.
yeah. Like in that shit though, he looks like some motherfucker that is like French and does like fencing. Like he looks like that guy.
Yeah. But
Um
yeah, check it out. It's cool because it's inspiring too. It's cool because of the '90s and like yeah, this female solo artist, had a backing band and like there wasn't no egos involved and like
mm-mm.
but backed by a band that went on. Most of these members went on to be in other bands. Like I
Yeah.
guess they were saying that one of the dudes in the documentary, I don't know if you remember, but they were saying that he was like a jazz guy. He was like never heard of grunge and like listen like I used to listen to this that and like
Mm-hmm.
here's Jane's Addiction. Then he became like
He's
the
the dude
played in
that
Jane's
played.
Addiction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the
band. Yeah,
bassist.
yeah,
Some bassist
basically.
in what's it called? Alanis was saying that she called the wrong guy. Like she didn't
Yeah,
want that dude. And
yeah,
called him and he ended up being chill. And these motherfuckers, I know, I mean this is so specific, but you've been on road shows before, like road TV shows, or like traveling shows at least. And it's like you form a bond with people when you do like a joint thing like that, when you
yeah,
have
for
when
sure.
a shared experience. And they traveled for that album for 18 months.
Yeah, that's
Dude, that's
crazy.
crazy. Like,
Yeah. But the plus too, I mean, it was a low. I mean, if you watch the documentary, you'll see that. But it wasn't like what it is now. Like, I
no.
mean, they were on a van, in a van, pretty
Yeah.
much
It's
going
like
from
this
city
shit
to
looks like a
city.
skate tour to me. Like I've seen skateboarders
Yeah,
tour better than this.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but
yeah,
dude, I can't even imagine, dude. We were talking about Brian Wilson like doing Pet Sounds at 22, but can you imagine like Alanis wrote this shit at 19?
yeah,
Like, she was a kid, you know?
yeah,
Like, and you travel the world with these three dudes. And you know what I liked the most about it? So the band, at the time, she hired the band to play backup for her, right? To play as her band. And admittedly, they said like, yeah, we were pieces of shit trying to like hook up with girls like for most of the tour. And then when Alanis found out, she was super fucking pissed. And they respected like her thing, like her words about it. Like they weren't like, oh fuck you,
Yeah.
Alanis, whatever. They were like bummed out on themselves, which I was like, oh wow,
Mhm.
that's kind of like good for you in '95. You know,
Yeah.
like that's pretty dope. Because like, dude, man,
There's a lot of interesting points in that
yeah,
documentary. You should go check it out before we give away too much.
I know. One thing I wanted to say though, so Meg has met Taylor a few times,
Hmm.
and uh, randomly, but
Yeah.
he so every time that we see something on about him, and she's like, "Man, this dude, what you're seeing right here is exactly what that dude is." like,
Yeah.
no
I can
cameras
imagine.
on,
Yeah.
surfer, probably does a little bit of coke before he goes on stage type of guy. That dude, he's that guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that makes 1,000%
To me,
sense.
it's like really reminds me of, like most set dressers I work with here. That like it's just a bunch of like old like rock dudes like in their late for 40s, early 50s that are like still pretending like they're in their 20s.
So many chain wallets.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of channel Doc Barnes.
Oh fuck. Probably
Sometimes,
maroon too, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
But anyways, we
yeah,
should
dude,
probably sign off. Adam
yeah,
has a heart out. Thank you for
yep,
checking out Dropping the
yeah.
Needle, episode 5.
Check out
Um,
Pet Sounds.
yeah, check out Pet Sounds. Check out Jagged. If you have HBO. If you don't, sign up for HBO. Get it.
Check out the King Richard movie. Will
Yes,
Smith kills it.
yes. Also, Will Smith just wrote a book. Um,
Yeah, memoir or whatever.
yeah, a memoir. A friend of mine, Christy Dishner, helped promote it, which is pretty cool.
Oh, okay, that's
Go
cool.
and check that out. Shout out Christy.
He's
Um,
also working on a movie here.
oh, in New Orleans.
Well, yeah, it's like in on the North Shore, but pretty much technically New Orleans.
That's what's up. Um, go check that stuff out. Um, yeah, thanks for sticking it out. If you stick out this far, go and check out all of the Quick Six Collective stuff. We have a new episode. This is be the last episode of November, but we have a cool episode with me and Brittany doing Brittany's brew review, dropping early December.
Nice,
And
dude.
uh,
I got a shout out to LaCroix, bro. I finally found my flavor.
oh, what's the flavor?
Black raspberry.
Ooh, ooh, you're a black raspberry guy. I'm a key lime guy. Key
Yeah,
lime.
that one's okay. The what is it? There's one. It's like strawberry and kiwi too, but it's like in the
Ooh,
slender can.
that one's good. Yeah, the
This,
slender can ones are pretty good, like all of them.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
man, key lime's my shit though.
LaCroix.
The car. Um, go and check out that shit. If you guys don't know, and it was just announced on social media, but go and give Drew and Catherine all your love. Catherine just announced, I guess, on Instagram that she's been dealing with some cancer. So
Yeah, it's
that's why
tough.
Drew hasn't been on any of the shows. So we weren't going to say anything because that's their business, but
Yeah,
they made that public. So yeah, go and support them, send them some love. Um, you know, that's some hard shit. She's
definitely.
fucking young, so
I hope all's well.
hell yeah. Yeah, check out all of our stuff coming up in December. We're gonna have some fun episodes. Brittany's brew review is it's probably the longest episode we've ever done. Actually, me and her. With that, I forget what we talk about, but it's long as shit. I got kind of faded, and
As you usually do.
yeah, yeah. Anyways, yeah, and then me and Adam will have another episode. We'll drop the
Summer.
needle, episode 6, half a year. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Um, I think we need to officially launch that playlist soon.
Oh yeah.
Of
Yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna say two things is that playlist, and then I've been building a playlist that maybe we can share too, but it's just like a 2021 year in review. That's mine. You could add to it. We can contribute whatever.
yeah, that'd be sick. We can drop it in something. We'll release it somewhere.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, so go check out all that stuff. Adam, do you have anything coming up that you want people to check out?
I don't think so. I've just been taking it easy lately.
I mean, any movies you worked on? That Hugh Jackman thing you worked on was on HBO not long ago.
No, but I just finished wrapped up a show a few weeks ago, but I think it's gonna be called Blackbird. It'll be like some Apple TV.
Is it a Beatles thing?
Do it? No. That's so funny because it's some like take on like, I mean, it's a true story, but it's like a Dateline special turned into a 6-part series.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like limited series.
That's cool.
It should be pretty good. It's kind of like true. Okay. I mean, like I said, it's like a True Detective style.
Hell yeah. So. Yeah. So if you actually, I wanted to throw this out there. I think we should do a guest album per se. Well, not really a guest album, but like maybe we give the listeners an option. So if you guys want us to highlight one of these, an album that you guys think is special, email quicksixerpodcast@gmail.com, and then we'll check it out. If it's good, we'll do it. If it's not, sorry. And go ahead and check out all of our shit. Yeah, we'll shelf that shit. Fuck you. But anyways, it's been your boys, Bad Hours, Adam Knitch. This is Dropping the Needle, episode 5. We out.
5.